Hey, what's up, guys? Forrest here, and I just wanted to talk to you today about just kind of what I've been going through as of late, and just kind of this epiphany that I had today that struck me in an inspired way, and I wanted to share it with you. And I'm kind of realizing now, what my 2015 really needs to be all about. I've kind of struck a chord with the essence, the underlying essence of what my 2015 needs to focus on. And it is something that, I'd like to share with you because I think it can help with you in whatever transformation that you're going through. Be it a physical fitness transformation, some type of life journey transformation, something with your relationships, your finances, your love life, whatever transformation that you're going through right now, whatever transition you're going through right now. I think it could help you too. So basically, a little about who I am. I run fitness boot camps. I've been in the personal training and fitness self-development industry for about 14 years, and Anthony Steele and I are owners of the Way of Life Boot Camp, based in Oceanside, California, but quickly expanding worldwide with our 21-day detox program. And we had recently finished the detox program, and we go through it ourselves because we feel that when we're going through it, we can better coach people because we're in a state of transformation with the people we're coaching. We can understand the emotional ups and downs, we can understand the cravings, we can understand the highs and the lows, and more appropriately coach people through it. So I just went through a 21-day detox program, the one that we do, and I felt phenomenal on the 21 days. I felt really good. I felt in integrity with the foods that I was eating, with the way I talk. When you walk the walk and talk the talk and everything is in line, you are in complete integrity with what you're doing, you feel great. Not to mention just the chemistry, the biochemistry of the foods I was eating just worked so great with my body and my mind. I felt high energy. I never felt hungry. I felt well hydrated. I drank lots of water, most of it alkaline water, a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I just felt like I was in a state of peak performance for most of that 21 days. And it was incredible seeing the journeys of the people that were doing it alongside me. I myself lost 7 pounds. My wife lost almost about that, and we had one guy break a record this time. He lost over 22 pounds in 21 days, which is just crazy phenomenal. And so I went through that, and then the holidays hit, and right when the 21-day detox ended, the holiday parties began, and talk about food, and those that know about my past, I have a past where I really, in my younger years, abused my body and my mind with way poor food choices, but worse than that, drugs and alcohol. And these days, I'm not, I'm not a preacher to anybody. I don't tell anybody, you can't have a single drink. And I myself have drinks from now and then, every now and then. But I don't, I try not to overindulge too much. But during this last holiday, I had a couple beers and I had a lot of poor food choices. And I noticed it really affected my state, my performance state, my mental state, my emotional state. Not right away, but there was a backlash that kind of whipped around, like this dragon's tail that whipped around and whoosh, smacked me in the face, and I brought me to this kind of like funk, this kind of depressed funk where it's not like an all-out depression where I can just easily label it like, yeah, I'm depressed, but it's just kind of this feeling where I get into these like habits of feeling fatigued and wanting to kind of crawl away and hide in my hole, and want to kind of disconnect. And then it's coupled with like feelings of overwhelm for my business because I'm growing at a fast, rapid rate, and which is good. And so that's number one, is I realized, wow, the power of what you put in your body, what you do to your body. Also, I wasn't exercising. I didn't exercise for a couple weeks just because I was with family so much, and I just used it as an excuse. Oh, I'll exercise later because, you know, I've got family and priorities and I need to spend the time with them. And it's like, man, that's the time when you just need to take 20 minutes and just go jog down the street or whatever you got to do. You got to get those endorphins going, because that's the best medicine in the world right there, is getting those endorphins going. So I didn't take care of myself for basically a week and a half. I had lots of fun, but and I definitely enjoyed being with my family. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I love them, and but I wasn't doing the things I needed to do for me. I wasn't doing the self-care I needed to do to make sure that my life was appropriately balanced. So that's kind of what led me to today. Today is January the 6th, 2015. And I am overwhelmed with, you know, tons of work, like always. You know, and then I needed to kind of clear my head. I got a lot on my plate today, and I thought to myself, you know what? I need to put some good food in my body. So I made myself an amazing power protein shake that had a lot of vitamins and nutrients in it, and drank a tall glass of water. And I hopped in my car and I drove down here to the most beautiful place in the world, Encinitas, California. One of the most beautiful places besides Oceanside. And drove down here, and I parked my car over by the meditation gardens out here, and I ran down to Moonlight Beach, took a jog, did some meditation, took my shoes off, plugged my feet into the sand. I did some Qigong, really grounded myself. Jogged back, felt pretty good, and picked up this camera and wanted to share my thoughts. And what those were you know, recently, just on the drive over here, I was listening to this amazing podcast with this guy named Brian Epstein, who does a podcast for entrepreneurs that you know, want to put fitness and healthy body and mind first. And so I was listening to this podcast, and he was talking about something that I'm very familiar with, but it just kind of reminded me the importance of it, which was being in a flow state. Okay, being in a flow state. And basically, there's a whole science of it, but flow state has been around for thousands of years, but it's only recently they're really understanding the science of it. A flow state, it's also called the zone in sports performance. It's called the Zen state in martial arts, or you know, maybe in surfing. Let's see, surfing, they call it the stoke. Stoke, ooh, the stoke. And so, yeah, was contemplating, you know, and thinking about being in that state, and thinking of the importance of that state, thinking of, you know, when you're in that state of, you know, it's basically where you kind of lose track of time. You're completely one. You lose sense of who you think, I'm gonna turn around here, who you think you are, your self-image or your ego kind of diminishes, and you're really just dialed in to what it is you're doing. I myself am in that flow state often when I'm training groups of people. That's why I love training people so much, is because I forget about myself and I get into a flow state where I lose track of time. Sometimes people don't want me to lose track of time because they're holding a plank or whatever, but that's another story. But I lose track of time, I lose track of myself, and I become one with what I'm doing. And because I do that, that's when I'm at my best. That's when I'm in my element. That's when I'm able to make so many, I would say, moment by moment decisions that are in tune with being present, being with people, and being, I like to use that word, dialed in. It's just really sensitive to my world, where I can make moment by moment adjustments that are so in tune with what I am doing that it makes the quality of what I am doing extremely high quality. So high quality work. And you can get this wherever you're doing. You can get this while you're writing. You can get flow state while you're operating a cash register. You can get into flow state while you're talking in a conversation. You can get into flow state while you're jogging, while you're playing a game of basketball. You can get into flow state while you're cleaning toilets or washing dishes. There's a lot of ways to get into, and a lot of things you could be doing to get into a flow state. And my epiphany was that, you know, like this guy Brian Epstein was talking about, is you cannot be unhappy or depressed in a flow state. It's just physically and psychologically, physiologically impossible to be depressed. And you just are, because it's basically a state of happiness. It's a state of joy. It's the complete opposite of depression. You're on a higher vibrational level. And so I just love that concept. And this year, 2015, I'm all about it. I'm all about being in that flow state, because that's when I don't feel that overwhelm. That's when I feel that I'm at my best. That's when I feel and that I can, and I know that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to, without a doubt. And when I'm not in that flow state, when I'm in the opposite state of low energy, I have doubts, fear, confusion creep up. We all do. We all do. Okay, so if you are interested in joining me in finding ways to get into that flow state, follow me on this journey in 2015. It starts now. You know, what you can do right away is decide that you want to be in that state of happiness. You want to be in that state of productivity. You want to be in that state where you can make things happen at will, and that you feel good about it, and that you don't feel overwhelmed, and that you never feel a sense of scarcity. You always feel like the world and the universe is just completely abundant with all kinds of resources. The only thing you have to do is ask the right questions and stay open-minded, and just be open to life. And it's just such an amazing feeling. I feel like I'm in that flow state right now talking to you guys, so thanks for listening. You know, this Friday we have a vision board thing that Vanessa in the Way of Life Vista location over on La Mirada Street is, she's doing that from 7 to 9 p.m. That's gonna be awesome. Definitely check that out. Also, we've got Saturday, the NLP workshop with Jill. And Jill's a master NLP practitioner, and that's I'm really looking forward to that one. It's only $45, $35 if you're a Way of Life Bootcamp member, and that one is all about changing your limiting self-beliefs. Exactly what I'm talking about now is, you know, mastering your emotional and physical self, so that, you know, you are in line with your thoughts. You know, your thoughts create your world, and if you have an understanding of how they work, and have an understanding of with NLP is you know, designing the thoughts that you want, that serve you in your life, that you can create the habits, the behaviors, the actions that you want to take on a daily basis, because those are the things that create your life, is your thoughts, your behaviors, your habits, and your actions. If you get a handle on that, the world is your oyster. And NLP is basically the key, the secret to doing that, because it deals with the subconscious mind. It gets out of, you know, hey, I'm going to use willpower. Hey, I'm just going to write down my goals. Hey, I'm just going to use affirmations. Those things can work, but they have to be brought into the subconscious. That's why they don't work for most people. And that's why they, you know, if you want to get the key to life change, whether your goals are fitness, business, relationship, career, whatever, education, you got to get a hold of NLP and get an understanding of that. Come to the workshop. It's at Way of Life in Oceanside, 1 to 4 p.m. And in the workshop, yeah, you're in for a real treat. It's at the Way of Life Bootcamp Oceanside, 4040 Calle Platino, Suite 109. Hope to see you there. Thanks for listening to this video, and very inspired. I'm inspired that you're on this journey with me in 2015. I'm Forrest, Way of Life Bootcamp, and I'm out.